long have I waited? For the finale. Man, I think we're in for a treat, man. I think we're in for a treat. I tried to say it. It's gonna be yeah. I got a good feeling, man. I think we're in for an absolute treat. The finale of Ahsoka. One last time, everybody. One last time, man. We're going to watch Ahsoka together. We're going to react together. And, yeah, I think we're going to have a lot to talk about afterwards. Let's start with this. Out of 10, where's your hype level at, chap? Put it into the chat. On a scale from 1 to 10, where's your hype at? Ooh, interesting. Okay, so that's a lot of high. That's a high score. There's a couple lower mid scores. Okay, interesting. Okay. All right. So I think, frankly, just going off of the last episode, I wouldn't necessarily blame anybody for not being that excited, for not being that hyped, and yeah, what a weird episode last week, huh? Kind of just a strange penultimate episode, frankly, you know? But having said that, like, I was like at a place literally where I was like, yo, what could even happen next week? You know, given some of the things I've heard, I was like, dude, what the fuck? But I'm very happy to report that I think it's going to be bananas, man. I think it's going to be absolutely bananas. I'm at a 10 out of 10 right now for this episode, and full transparency, but not 100% full, because I'm not going to talk about some of the things in specificity that I was told. But I got a little present earlier today. I got a nice little tease and a couple of crazy things that will be happening tonight in the episode. And whoa, wow wee wah, bro. Wow wee wah. Can he control himself? I can, actually. I can. And I felt like it would be kind of a fun exercise, you know what I mean? We'll kind of tease it out, we'll kind of like hype it up, but I felt like, you know, we could have a little bit of fun with this, because I don't want to necessarily spoil anything. But what I have here is a blank piece of paper. And a marker. And right here, just out of frame, I will write down a few of these crazy things. And then, after the episode, we'll see, when we lift up this blank piece of paper, we'll see if these things are indeed real. Now, there's a ton of stuff that we already talked about in the leak video. I'm not trying to go crazy on leaks right now, but I'm talking about stuff that wasn't even in the video that I dropped yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Like, number one, what's calling to Balin? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. That one. And the thing that's kind of cool about it is I don't even think it's going to be clear cut. I don't even think it's going to be like exactly spelled out there. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later on after we see it. I'm so excited. And you know, the other thing that's crazy is, of course, it's Ray Stevenson's last performance is Baylan Skoll, and it's like crazy, man. I mean, it's bittersweet, of course. I personally believe that there's a lot more of Baylan to be seen in beyond this show and beyond this episode we're about to watch. I think there are plans for Baylan. I think that Dave has a lot of plans for Baylan because of that. So yeah, that's crazy. It's bittersweet. They will probably have to recast, and that's a discussion for a later time. For tonight, let's just sort of bask in the glory of what Ray Stevenson left us, because I mean, even despite anything that would happen tonight, this is an incredible performance. Some of my favorite lines ever delivered in Star Wars. One of my favorite Star Wars characters. Truly awesome. Guy came in and absolutely just owned it, destroyed it. You know what I mean? So, weird situation, you know what I mean? To watch the work of somebody that has now passed, but he left us with something truly special. So, it's awesome, man. And I'm excited to experience that tonight with you guys. It's going to be really, really cool. Not everything in the episode is going to be what you want it to be. In fact, there's one thing I'm absolutely certain will piss you off. And that would be number 2. Pretty crazy. We'll see how you react. I want to see how it's handled in the show. Judge it as it comes. What are we writing there? Oh, so you came in a little bit late. Let me explain it. So, very last minute, Jason, I was handed some absolutely incredible reveals about the finale. I went from 6 to midnight, if you catch my drift. Okay? And so I can't talk about them. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But I felt like what was fun was we have this blank piece of paper right off camera. And I'm going to write a few things down. And then after the episode, we'll see if they were real or not. So that's where we're at. Unless I was misled. True. Could be. And then I'll just rip up that piece of paper and be like, no, we're not talking about that shit. Ah! Okay. One thing about the ending. Dude, there's like so much. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I got told. It's all really, really good. I can't wait to see how it plays out. But I think this episode's gonna be bananas, dude. I think this episode's gonna be bananas. I almost have trouble imagining that all of this stuff will actually take place in the episode. But if it does, if we even get like half of this stuff, it's really, really cool. And I do think the thing about Baylan is correct and cool. But there's one other sort of shocking thing that I think will really tee up season 2 of Ahsoka. And that'll be number 3. Maybe those are the only 3 we need to do. We can just go from there. But I'm pretty excited, and I'm quite excited about. I feel like this is, if this episode's half as good as I think it's gonna be, which, oh man, is it gonna be a funny video if we edit and juxtapose this like beginning part here with me being like absolutely depressed after the episode, and I'm just like, what happened? You know, I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's gonna be. I hope that doesn't happen. But if this episode's half as good as I think it's gonna be, I'm excited for Star Wars. I think there's gonna be a lot of conversations to be had. I think your Mando season 4 and your Ahsoka season 2 automatically get a lot more interesting. So yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I think that's what it is. And I think it's gonna be really, really cool. Really, really cool. Here, I'll go over a few of these soupies and member chats and whatnot. Steve Staranka says, hey, yo, Nerd Avengers for life. Unity. Yeah, man. Got some new art in from Unity today. Actually, just got another thing. I want to show you guys this. I think it's so cool. This is just literally a work in progress dilly-dally here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yo, check this out. So this is just a single panel, but it's like actually a picture that Stan took off of his phone of the work he was doing, and he sent it to us, the group chat that we're in. And man, to me, it's so wild, and you can't necessarily see it the best right now, but that's like Angel to the right, General Xander in the center, and then Midas right there. And like this right here, that's like my, like, it's just crazy seeing them all together, man. It's crazy seeing them all together. It's like, feels iconic. It feels like an instant classic. Like this iconic shit. I love these 3 characters together. It's so cool. All right, anyway, back to the show. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate the love. Jedi Mike said, wait, what the buttholes? What is happening here? Sorry, James R actually had one first and said, it's 1:30 a.m. here in the UK, so I won't be able to stay up to watch the finale because I got work tomorrow. I'll be rewatching tomorrow morning. Gold badge, let's go. Well, James, if you're watching this right now on your rewatch, I predict you having a very good time, and buckle up, baby. It's going to be dope. Haunted Autumn says, Godspeed, Balin. We hardly knew ye. What an epic and instantly iconic character he gave us. Hope he gets a killer line to send him off. R.I.P. Yeah, like I said, I think there's a lot more Balin to come. Unless they changed it. Of course, it's possible they changed it because Rey passed. I don't think so, because this is big, dude. And I'm pretty sure the plan is to continue this story. So I think a recast is coming, and you know, we'll see how we'll have that conversation later. That's a conversation for a later time. Yeah. Wow said, saw a lot of people attacking Filoni's wife. Maybe lose a lot of respect for them. I respect all opinions, but I'm out either way, all of them. But damn, does this not kill my hype? Let's go for today. Yeah, I'm disappointed in a lot of the coverage around that subject as well. I've sort of said my piece on it. I'm not even going to really try to draw too much attention to it. I think it's really loser behavior. It's like cancel culture loser behavior. I think it's pretty gross. Not everybody agrees. You know what I mean? Some people think it's inbounds. I think it's okay to disagree about these sort of things. I just think it's pretty gross, man. Jedi Mike says, Ahsoka hype. Nerd Avengers for life. I am the Bendu. You are the Bendu, my friend. Matt Spiro says, got my 2-year badge today. Love this place, Josh. Thank you for everything. Unity. Oh, hell yeah, man. Appreciate you, Matt. Stefan says, yo, Josh, can't wait to watch the finale with you and the Nerd Avengers. Hope it ends with a banger and all your theories are correct. Much love. Oh, man, there's so much I want to say. There's so much I want to say, but I can't say it. I'm excited to talk about my theories after this episode as well. Stefan says, oh, wait, well, we just did that. Rosie says, some paper for your papers. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Rosie. That's very kind. Space, I don't know how to pronounce your name, brother. You got me hyped, Josh. Super hyped. Oh, I'm excited, man. Welcome to the hype side. And, bro, let's experience this shit together. How much time we got? We got like 12 minutes? Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Scott says, chicken wings in the air fryer. Girlfriend informed I will be MIA. Physics homework done. It's Ahsoka night, baby. Oh, that sounds like a good time, Scott. That sounds like a really good time. Kudos to you. Clearing your plate. Clearing your schedule. Taking care of business. Buckled in for some Ahsoka. I think you're about to... Dude. Ah, shit. Jaws on the floor, baby. And then Meister says, I saw a video saying Shin Hati is Mara Jade's arc. What? Maybe from here. I don't necessarily think there's enough parallels to confirm. How pissed will we be about the second leak? Your mileage may vary. You know what I mean? Your mileage may vary. I'm actually when I got told, I was like, ooh. You guys seen that meme where the guy goes oof and he does like oof? But I immediately was like, well, what specifically happens? And after I heard the specific explanation, I was a little bit more like, okay, I'm right. Okay. All right. Benjamin says, I'm hoping that it isn't the Emperor calling to Balin. Yeah, I hope so too. Not that it isn't that it is. How reliable is the source that you got these leaks from, Josh? Pretty damn reliable. But things do change. Things do change, you know? McClunky says, I hope we get a Mando episode. Oh my God, can you imagine? If we roll title and it's Mando. And it's just Mando the whole time. And we're like, what the? It'd be horrible. Does lore get broken? No, because it hasn't yet, Elijah. Why you do this to me? Lore gets expanded. For sure. Whatever comes to the finale, we got that magic back, baby. If even for a moment, the speculation, the hype, the scoops, it was for me at last a feeling I haven't felt since the PT. No Vengeance for Life. Appreciate you, Hana Adam. I also feel I've had an incredible time covering Ahsoka. I have had an absolutely incredible time covering Ahsoka, from the streams, the conversations with you guys, the theories. We've had a couple really big theory videos that popped off. And, I feel really good as a Star Wars fan. It's awesome, man. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody involved. The shit was hype. Let's see how it finishes up. You know, let's see how they bring it home. No palps, no cry. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. I think we've seen the last of Balin in episode 7, sadly. Nope. Mara is working for Luke Soka. Yeah. No, definitely. Maybe. Who knows? Perhaps. I second that, Haunted. There you go, Elijah. There you go. When does the episode start? 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Yeah. I hope and pray Loki hits it. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think Loki's going to be fire. I've heard really good things about Loki. Dropped a video earlier talking about some of the first reviews and reactions, and we're going to do a watch party for that Thursday night. So, like, if y'all like doing these watch parties, you like hanging out with us, nice, man. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. What up, Michael? Hope you're doing well. If y'all are enjoying these watch parties, stop on by for the watch parties for Loki, man. We're going to do one this Thursday. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. Cruel says, how long you think the episode is going to be? It's 46 minutes. It's probably 49 minutes with credits, I think. Pretty sure. good Star Wars and good Marvel Disney Plus back to back. Isn't that wild? After what has felt like the opposite of that, and just a lot of, mid to bad stuff back to back, it's kind of nice to have this little window of like, yo, this is actually like pretty good. Julian says, any chance that we would ever see Luke enter the new galaxy if Ahsoka gets stuck there? Seeing her confused at a clone of Luke would actually be very yeah, I don't know about that, brother. I doubt it. I think right now they're more focused on getting Luke just right in general by the time they do Filoni's movie. So yeah. Mo from the Foe says, if I don't get Palpatine, I'm a fucking walk. Dude, trust me. There's like stuff I want to say, but I can't say it. But let me just say that there's conversations to be had. Just like everything else in Ahsoka so far, I think there's interpretation to be had. Logic Blaster says, Josh, thank you so much for these streams and not giving up on the show. And I had one or two missteps. Love the content and congrats on Unity. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. It's easy peasy when you believe in the vision. Dave, he didn't deliver a perfect show in my opinion, but the vision was so strong that I was able to ride through some of the missteps here and there, look past some of the blemishes. The vision is strong, man. I think Dave's just going to get better and better too. So yeah, good stuff. Give us one small detail about what you saw. What do you mean? I didn't see nothing. I was told things. Try again. Talon says, thanks for the watch parties. They have been a blast. I'm excited to get a W for Star Wars. And Dave, we trust. Also, if it ain't Filoni, it ain't Foamy. Let's go. Okay. Let's see here. Azazel with a 20 spot. First ever subscriber. Appreciate it. Been subscribed and watching your videos for 8 years? What? While in the truck driving around Australia. This is my first live stream. Love your work. Much love to you and the family. What? I didn't even know I was doing YouTube for 8 years. Wow. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. Rosie says, my cousin watched Clone Wars and Rebels. He watched 30 minutes of the first episode and turned it off because he watched reviews. It bums me out that people didn't give it a chance. It's true that bums me out. You know what? I've been thinking about this, Rosie. I've been thinking about this, bro. Did you guys know that the big twist in Invincible was originally going to happen in issue 30? Like, Kirkman was convinced that he wanted to build up to this big reveal at issue 30. But it's very likely the case that the book wouldn't have made it to 30 issues had they not taken the advice of, I forget who said it to him. But he was like, just do that in the next issue. And so they do it in issue 7 instead, I believe. So my point is, like, you want to let a writer write, but at the same time, like, sometimes writers don't get how, like, people that aren't writers enjoy content. Meaning, Dave should have had more fire stuff earlier on in the show. I love the show, but that's just, in my opinion, that's what it is. He should have had more fire stuff earlier on in the show. You know what I mean? RJ Phyllis says, it's cool that we got to go through an entire Star Wars show with Josh and his community. We deserve this. Josh put in the work this week and every week. Nerd Adventures for life. Take my money. Unity. Hey, I appreciate you, man. That's kind words, man. Kind words. It's easy to clock in when the content's good. Unity. Give us a small detail with Ahsoka episode, with Ahsoka 8. Small detail. Zombies are cool. Prez says, I gotta skip this one, brother. Won't be able to watch until later. God, I hope it's good. Your last minute leaks got me hyped. No Avengers for life. Let's go. Unity. Ah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Are you still excited for the episode after all the leaks? Are you excited or expecting a letdown? I am so fucking excited. Are we ready yet? Bro, I'm really excited. Trust me. If you're mad that I just said what I said, first of all, it's not my fault. Second of all, That is the least crazy thing that's going on tonight. Trust me. That is the least crazy thing. And it's bananas. Yeah. Hey, let's go, zombies. Unite community. Dude, I like it. I like it. Wait, what did I miss that you said? I didn't say nothing. This is why I don't come to watch parties. Mo! It's okay, man. Trust me. It's okay. We got 2 minutes. We're about to get into it. It's not that big of a deal. Just relax. Damn. All right, let me get this pulled up. Oof. Whew, I'm so excited. What the hell? Okay. Is it out yet? Oh, it's not out yet. Okay. Okay, I'm going to switch my headphones. Oh, man. I forgot some bullshit was going on. Oh, well, I'll have to deal with it. For some reason, my headphones aren't playing out of the right when I plug them in here. It kind of sucks. But it is what it is. All right, let's pause that. Okay. All right, let's refresh. Let's refresh. Is it up? Oh my God, it's up. Okay. Everybody get it pulled up, but pause it. Don't hit play yet. We're going to wait just a little bit here. We're going to wait just a little bit. We want to make sure. Whoa. Phew. 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 If you don't have it yet, put a no into the chat. If you don't have it. Okay, we're going to wait. Julian, you got to refresh your shit. If you don't have it, try refreshing. Try going out of the app and coming back in. We'll wait a couple of minutes for y'all. Sometimes it rolls out. So it comes in the East Coast, and then for some reason it doesn't come out everywhere at once. Okay, you got it? Cool. Okay. I'm going to give us like a minute. A minute. And then we're going. Hope it doesn't suck. Same, because I've been gassing this episode up for about a half hour. So I'm also... same. Okay? Same. All right. Are we good to go? I don't think I can wait much longer, guys. Are we good to go? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to count us down, guys. In 10... 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play. Don't skip the recap. Tyler, you're a nerd Avenger now, baby. Oh, no. Are you nervous? All right, here we go. Don't skip the second recap intro thing. Just let all the intros play. You guys remember Morocco? Hmm. Hmm. Oh shit, that shot's dope, dude. That was cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yo, let's go. What a cool title. Mm. Very cool. Mm. That's a cool shot of it falling off the cliff like that. Seems bad. Don't say that, Carl. That's interesting because I was wondering. I'll talk more about this later, but I was wondering like how they were gonna get to the wolves again. But yeah. Oh man, that visual is dope. Hot damn. What? Yo. Damn, dude. Very cool. I love the sound that they're making, dude. Cool. Hmm. How are these troopers so much more efficient when they're dead? That's so funny. That's dope. I like these death troopers too. Dude, let's go. Zombie death troopers, dude. Oh, dude, that's dope. That is really cool. Aim for the bushes. That's not good. Oh shit. He's crafty, that Jabba the Hutt, man. He's crafty. Whoa! Huge Wang to the rescue! Whoa! Ruh-roh. How's the list? You'll see. You'll see. Interesting. Did you see it? There's still some more dope shit to come too. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We got a lot to talk about. Damn. It's a good look by her. That was a good take. Look at all these haters, man. I love this episode. I'm going to talk about it in a second. Sigh. That's not it. Trash. That's trash. That's trash, man. Beyond the Fence says it's a 2 out of 10, man. It's trash. Mid. 4 out of 10. Oh, man. Y'all don't even get it. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even get what's going on. I got to make videos to explain it to you. You don't even get it. You don't even understand. Okay, let's see. Let's see what you guys thought. Let's see what you guys think of the episode. Let me turn the timer off, and let me put up a little poll to see what you guys thought of the episode. We like to get our polling in. How did you feel about this episode? We'll go loved it. We'll go liked it. We'll go meh. And we'll go hated it for you haters out there. Bam! If you got hate in your heart, let it out in the poll. Oh, man, I thought that was cool. Really, really enjoyed it. I can't wait to watch it again, to be honest with you, because the audio is a little jacked up in my headphones, so I want to watch it with a full audio experience. But I thought it was freaking awesome, dude. Freaking awesome. And a really, really good ending. So much that we have to talk about with regards to this episode. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. But let's see. See what you guys think. You know, we'll let the polls come in. So right now, 48% say they loved it. 30% say they liked it. 17% said meh. And 5% of you guys said you hated it. So that's pretty good. I think it's not overwhelming numbers. We'll see. I'll leave the poll up and see if it changes a bit here. But yeah, obviously, most people on the positive side of things. And there's a lot of stuff that happened in the episode. So let's address the list, shall we? You guys want to see the list? Do you want to see the list? Should I get let me get the music going on a little bit. Y'all remember lists? You know about lists? So, for those of you that don't know what the list is, I got handed some really juicy spoilers for this episode earlier today, a couple hours before this stream. And I said I didn't want to spoil it for you, but what I was going to do instead was write it on a piece of paper next to me, and then we'll see afterwards if the list was correct. So, the first one was what is calling to Balin. You remember I said that? Mortis. Maybe Temple. Ended up being statues, but Mortis. Okay? and I'll explain more about that. Oh my god, I can't wait. We're going to do a big video about it. I still think it's Abeloth. But yes, you got to see the Mortis God statues there. Really crazy. Like, as forward as it could be, that's the Mortis Gods. Okay? So number 1, we got it. Number 2, I said there was going to be something that pissed you guys off. Something that was going to be upsetting to a lot of you. Number 2, Sabine uses the Force. And we're going to talk about that as well, because I definitely want to know what you guys think of it. It's interesting, to say the least. But I knew you guys would be super pissed about that. But that is what it is. The third thing I said was something really crazy about the ending. Sabine and Ahsoka are left behind. Wow, wow, wee wah. And you see, you guys think I can't keep a fucking secret. You guys think I just tell you everything. Hello? Sheesh. 3 for 3. Get off my ballsack. God damn. Okay. Anyway. So I guess we can kind of run through the episode a little bit and talk about what's going on in this episode of Ahsoka. I mean, obviously you get Ezra building a lightsaber, which I think is cool. I like the fact that he literally built like a replica of Kanan's, which is pretty cool, but with the blue crystal, which is nice. So that's cool. You know, I think a lot of people were worried that maybe he was just not going to have a saber in general. Now he's got like a Kanan looking saber. I think that's great. Nice little callback. Also cool that Hugh Wang, what a fun character, Hugh Wang, being able to kind of give a little bit of the Caleb Dune nostalgia and story to Ezra himself. Pretty cool. You know, then we get the ship getting shot down, delaying them. But what was kind of cool was like Thrawn was basically ready for Ahsoka the entire time. He puts the ground troops. He's ready for all that. He knew they'd get there somehow, some way. He's like, it was kind of cool where he's like, yeah, the odds of them getting here are very unlikely, so we should prepare immediately. I thought that was cool. And then you get the Night Troopers and their resurrection, because a lot of us and a lot of people were saying like, oh, this resurrection thing, I don't understand it. I don't, you know. And we got that kind of paid off, right? So I thought that was cool. It's hilarious to me that stormtroopers are seemingly way more valuable and way more like they're literally more efficient after they're dead and resurrected. Like, that was kind of crazy. Like, so good. You know? I thought the way they looked was super cool. I thought the way that they kept coming was super cool. I felt the sound they were making was super cool, super crazy. So I liked it. And it brought this like kind of zombie aspect to it, which I thought was pretty cool. The fight itself was like, okay, you know what I mean? I didn't think it was one of the best or whatever, but it was cool. And I felt like the visual effects were really interesting. The Death Troopers themselves, like, dude, zombie Death Troopers, like, bro, that shit's hype. Like, that was cool. So I really enjoyed seeing that. Morgan being transformed and given the sword of Mother Talzin or something of that nature, right? That was kind of interesting. And I felt like that was probably the coolest fight of the whole episode, her and Ahsoka. Really interesting. And then, yeah, Thrawn wins. Ezra makes it. Sabine uses the Force. Okay, let's talk about Sabine using the Force. I gotta be honest, I don't know how I feel about it. It didn't trigger me during the episode. Maybe that's because I already knew it was coming or whatever. It didn't necessarily trigger me during the episode. And, like, look, it's just one of those things where Dave's just doing that. So, look, you either like it or you don't. I knew it was going to be a divisive thing, and it'll probably be something that we talk about for a long, long time. And, yeah, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't really know what else to really say about it, other than the fact that, like, they do slow burn you with that throughout the show. I personally would have preferred it a little bit more if she didn't, like, just full on use the Force. Like, maybe that Force push, just the Force push, her, like, getting the lightsaber into her hand, pretty crazy. So I guess we'll just see how that develops. But ironically, this kind of makes Sabine a little bit more like Tar Vizsla. And it's kind of a shame that the Darksaber was just destroyed and discarded in the last week's episode, because Sabine could potentially be some kind of, like, I would have liked to see Sabine with the Darksaber. If she's gonna use the Force, if that's the way she's going, then yeah, she's a little bit more like a Tar Vizsla, which is interesting. Now, the whole thing about this ending, and don't worry, we're gonna talk about Balin in a second, but the whole thing that's happening right now with the show and what they're setting up in the Filoni-verse is, now that Ezra is in the known galaxy, he is likely to play a role in Mando season 4, because Sabine is, of course, Mandalorian, and I think it's possible that you're going to see Ezra be involved in gathering Mandalorians or units of the New Republic or something to try to go get his friends, to try to go get Ahsoka, to try to go get Sabine and bring them back to the known galaxy, while also, of course, tipping off the galaxy to Thrawn and to Thrawn's plans and everything like that, right? So that's really cool, and I'm glad that you're going to have now Ezra in play in the known galaxy for Mando and for other stuff that's going on with the Filoniverse. Ahsoka season 2, which they're absolutely doing a season 2 of Ahsoka. I think by the way, I think they're probably going to do a season 2 of The Acolyte as well, because they're saying that's really good too behind the scenes, but that's neither here nor there. You're probably getting a season 2 of Ahsoka. Now, granted, all this is subject to change. Like, I think there's a little bit of like them wanting to do Filoni's movie immediately, but there being more story to tell. Like, I'm damn sure that Dave was thinking about a season 2 and was saving like the Balin stuff and some of these other things for season 2. And so that's kind of the way I see it, is like your Ahsoka season 2 is very likely hanging out on Peridia, exploring some of the dope stuff that's established there via Shin and Balin and Sabine and Ahsoka, and all that stuff that's going on Peridia, right? So you could have a split season maybe between some Peridia stuff and some stuff with Ezra trying to get out there. Who knows exactly, right? But that's kind of the way that I see it going down. Now, when it comes to Balin, okay, yes, that is the father and the brother, and maybe the sort of fallen statue of the daughter is there, or something like that, right? Or the son, rather. So that is absolutely the Mortis gods. And the way I interpret that, because it's important to realize that he's not looking for the Mortis god statues. He's there, and he's still staring off into the distance. He's still walking forward, and I believe, like, get ready for a 2.0 on the Abeloth theory, because I'm absolutely convinced that that's where Abeloth is. Because in the old lore, Abeloth was a servant to the Mortis gods. Abeloth was a servant to the Mortis gods, and then she becomes the mother because she starts to get old, and the Mortis gods are not. And so she drinks from this fountain of knowledge, which is likely where Balin's going, where he's being called to, and swims in a fountain of power. Or maybe I have it backwards. Maybe it's the fountain knowledge power. It's one of those things. Okay. So, yeah, I believe in the old lore, after Abeloth becomes all warped and twisted, the father takes his children away from that place. Okay. And that's when they go to Mortis. And that's where they're like beyond things, because they don't want to stick around and have Abeloth corrupt them. Okay? So Abeloth's fall to the dark side and subsequent exile, or I guess like they just leave and bail and exile her. She gets sort of stuck there. So yeah, that's what I think is going on. You know what I mean? That's what I think is going on, and I'm really excited to do a lot of theories about that and speculate about what that means and what it could be. It's just so damn interesting. You know what I mean? So damn interesting. So, yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was a good ending, and I think it sets up some cool stuff in the future. So, Ahsoka, not the perfect episode. I don't think I could give this episode a 10. Like, it's not as strong as episode 6, but I'd give it a 9. You know, I'm going to watch it again. I'll see if my score changes, but I could give it a 9, maybe 8.5. But I feel like it succeeds where it needs to succeed. It closes some doors. It opens some other doors. And the truth is, like, if this, like, imagine if this show had just come out, like, right after Mando season 2, it would just feel like there was this through line with the Star Wars universe and the story and the Filoniverse. And this through line and all these events and characters that are being pushed forward is without a doubt the most interesting, well put together thing that Disney Star Wars has. So hell yeah. I thought the shit was dope. And I really liked it. I'm going to start getting into some super chats and some member chats and everything like that. So I'll get into some of those. Of course, I'll try to hang out on the chat and see what you guys think as well. But yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of conversations to be had. Like I said, we'll do a stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. where we'll break it down in depth. I'll do like a little reaction video. I'm going to do a huge video about Abeloth. I'm going to do... Should I do 17 videos about Abeloth, Balin, Abeloth? But yeah, it's good times, man. There's definitely still a lot of content to be made around this episode and this show. All right, here we go. Damn it, I want to watch it now. Oh, wait, we already seen that. Big Dick Balin, plot point about to go ham, says Kraken. Yeah, what did you think, Kraken? Rick was not the right choice to direct this finale, says Ferez. That's interesting. I like the direction. I do want to watch it again, though, on the big screen, on the OLED. You know, just kind of kick it, chill, and get in the zone with it. But I enjoyed the episode. Red City says, the troopers don't die now? They don't die now? It's true, they don't die now. And it's actually probably a good move that they don't. Haunted Autumn says, Sabine Force was earned, in my opinion. She's been thinking about it for years, actively training all season. She didn't just suddenly find the Force. Her life on the line, the Force came to her as much as she to it. I love it. You know, to be fair, she definitely earned that shit way more than Rey did. You know, I'm not trying to be a dick, but, like, it's true. She was actually training for a long time, tried several times with Ahsoka, and she was training the entire season. I still don't know if I love it, to be honest, Autumn, but I do agree that it's at least set up in the story to not be this out of nowhere thing. I think many of us were like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Your mileage may vary on how you feel about it, but yeah, I can see your point. Parker Gonzo says, they're idiots, Josh. LMFAO, that Mortis God shot with Balin was goated. Not sure Shin Baddies was very good, though. LMAO. Yeah, it's kind of interesting what's going to happen with Shin. Don't really know, right? But, look, people are allowed to feel how they feel, but that includes me. I'm a peacock, Captain. You got to let me fly. Haunted Autumn says, I can't tolerate this bullshit hate. Was it a perfect season of Star Wars? No. But who? Who calls out the sequel trilogy for not having a plan? And yeah, no, trust me, brother. I absolutely feel you on that. And I agree with you. I think that it's, I think that this is doing so much better than what we had in the sequels. Planning, character arcs, feels like Star Wars to me. House the Jedi says, kind of crazy. I called a few things in my prediction video, like Dathomir and Morgan Elsbeth death. Love the episode. 9 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Mortis. Hell yeah, baby. Mortis. Real cool. Space Solomang says, loved it. Abeloth hints everywhere. They're doing it. You're right. They don't get it. 9 out of 10. No, it's true. They don't get it. But that's why I got a job. You know what I mean? We're going to explain it to him. Caden Beatty says, I said I'd do my first ever super chat if it was a 10 out of 10. And here it is. This is your first ever super chat? That was such a perfect finale for me. That ending really hit home. Yeah, I liked it a lot, man. Oh, by the way, Anakin is the father. We're going to do videos on that too, but like that should be obvious by now as well. But we'll do a whole video breaking it down because they're putting it right in front of your face. He is the father. Matthew Griffith said, this show resolved nothing. 1 to a story, so it's 5 out of 10. half a story, so it's 5 out of 10. I hear you. I disagree. Arthur says, Balin Def gets recasted. Father, son, and daughter teased. Shin and Balin in the movie or season 2 if it happens. Annie icing on the cake. Best show, not best finale. Fair take. Yeah, I definitely think you're getting more of Balin and Shin, man. They got a lot of story for that, for sure. Theory hates that Sabine used the Force. I mean, I could have predicted his reaction to that. And, dude, it's cool. Look, I'm sure there's a lot of people in chat that hated it. Maybe we should do a poll on her using the Force. Should we see what you guys think? Should we go to the polls? Okay, so, look, here's the deal. We're almost at 3,000 votes. 47% of people loved it. 29% of people liked it. There's about 24% of people that are in, like, sort of the hate it or meh category. That's still really good, but that's not as good as some of the other episodes. Like, some of the other episodes, we were in, like, the 90% people were loving it, right? Well, liking it or loving it. But that's still a really positive, poll result. But it's just not as... not as good as maybe, you would have expected. Okay, let's see here. Do you... what should I say? Because, like, here's the thing. Let me do it this way. How do you feel about Sabine using the Force? And we'll go... Love it. Like it. Meh. Hate it. Let's do it that way. See what you guys think. Benjamin says, Dave Filoni straight sidelined the sequels and created a new timeline for us to enjoy. He used an Infinity Stone. Something like that. JC LaPlante says, the fact that Sabine spent so much time training only to unlock the Force years later checks out for me. Character growth. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. Chris P. Chicken says, Balin on the Mortis God Mountain was chef's kiss. Indeed it was. Brought a smile to my face. H. Chris says, but isn't Sabine of House Vizsla? Yes, she is. What? They wouldn't like her? Is that what you're saying? They wouldn't like her? There's like 12 of them left. You think the Mandalorians are still going to... I mean, maybe. AJ says, that was Star Wars. I am absolutely excited for what Dave is cooking. What do you think will happen next? And do you think the OG cast will come soon? I think they have to figure out the OG cast. I think they need to figure out Luke, Leia, and Han Solo. I don't know how they're going to do that exactly, but they need to figure that out. Because I think you need to do Heir to the Empire, and you need to do it with them. At this point, with Thrawn returned, the events of this story in the Filoniverse is absolutely a big enough deal to warrant legacy character involvement. So, I don't know how, but yeah, I expect more of that. And what do I think will happen next? I think you're going to get season 4 of Mando. I think you'll get season 2 of Ahsoka, and then likely go into the movie from there. That's what I think. But we'll see. George himself always said it's important for Force users must have training. They've showed many scenes and dialogue about Sabine training. She cool. Amen. I agree. Toxic says, I'm conflicted about this finale, to say the least. That's okay, man. It's okay to be conflicted. And shit, man, it's okay to not like it, you know? It's not a big deal. It's just I won't be giving you free food and drink at the Nerd Vengers meetup. But you're free to feel how you feel. I'm just playing. Ricky says, better get used to Shin and the Force. There's nothing but time to train. That's true, actually. That is true. Azazel says, loved the sound of Morgan's sword. Yeah, dude, I did like the sound. I'm excited to check out, like I said, I want to watch this on the big screen, on my OLED, the sound going crazy. So I'm excited to get into my second rewatch. But we're chilling. Elijah says, hardcore Lord of the Rings scene with Balin. Same statues as the Anduin River, even the same music cue. Love Lord of the Rings Star Wars crossover. Filoni, true nerd. Oh yeah, and he loves his Tolkien, man. He loves his Tolkien, and it shows. I thought it was great. Mo from the Foe says, possible for the first movie to be Infinity War against Thrawn and have the sequel be Endgame, but against Balin and Abeloth. I don't think so, man. I wonder, and I have to do some thinking about this. I have to do some speculation, right? But it's like, is this whole thing with Balin, and I know maybe this would be like depressing or whatever, but maybe this whole thing with Balin will be closed with Ahsoka, and it'll be left open. Like the Abeloth thing could be left for a later time. Meaning, I don't think Abeloth comes into the known galaxy like after Thrawn before the sequels. That'd be bananas. I think if anything, Abeloth is set up as this sort of universal constant, just like the Mortis gods. And we explore that with Balin and perhaps Ahsoka Season 2. And then the real closure comes with Thrawn. And now Thrawn's involved with Dathomir and shit, though, too, right? It's kind of interesting. Are they going to resurrect old boy Zujit now? There's like a lot of crazy stuff that could happen. But I think the Thrawn stuff will get closed before the sequels. But it is possible that Abeloth is involved in future stuff, past the sequels, whatever they're doing after it, which would be cool, man. You know what I mean? For me, it'd be real cool. Everyday Star Wars says, what would you rate the episode? Probably 8.5, maybe a 9. Admiral Hux says, I lost faith in Abeloth theory after last week, but hyped. A little annoyed it was stretched, but love the suggestion of where it goes. Fine with Sabine. Interesting. Currently right now, the poll, yeah, see, that's pretty split, guys. So you got 28% that love it, 32% that like it, 29% that say meh, and 12% of people hate it. That's pretty split. Look, at the end of the day, I think Star Wars gets criticized often for not taking chances or doing new things. And anytime you're going to do something bold in a franchise like Star Wars, I think you do invite criticism, and maybe that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been a little bit more okay with some of the crazy, wild things that the sequels do if I felt like it was an actual fucking plan that respected George Lucas Star Wars and was pushing the lore forward. It didn't feel like that at all. It's corporate product. It's all wishy-washy. It's like two dudes having an argument about what Star Wars is. It's gloobly-glob nonsense. But I don't think every individual error done in the sequels would have made it a nightmare had there been an actual plan and execution. So, like with Ahsoka, there's stuff I don't like. There's definitely, I'd probably say, 4 of the episodes, about half the season that I thought were okay to good, like not great, right? So it's not even like I'm sitting here saying like this is a fucking masterpiece. This is like House of the Dragons. But I think the vision is so strong, and it's doing things that nothing else in Star Wars has done under Disney, and really truly pushing things forward with like intent, respecting the lore, but also being bold enough to, do some things that might be a little divisive. I give high marks to the show overall, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. Pork chops. God damn it. Where you at, pork chops? Hey, pork chops, where you at, eh? Does Ezra seem kind of sketchy to anyone else, too, or is it just me? I think that is honestly just the cadence he went with to try to replicate Ezra from Rebels. I think it plays. I think it works. But at times, it does make him feel a little sus. Gooberus says... 6.5 out of 10. Hate how Sabine became budget Rey. It's interesting that you say that, but like she had training. You know what I mean? It's almost like, and I wonder if Dave did this intentionally too, right? It's almost like you can't have the argument with Sabine without talking about Rey. Because if you really disliked Rey because she didn't train, but now you're going to dislike Sabine because she did train, but then you're going to say Sabine can't use the Force because it should just be Jedi. Well, then Rey didn't need training and she should be able to just use the Force. So it's like a lose-lose. It's kind of like Dave put y'all in a box. It's kind of like he's a fucking genius or something. I don't know. That's definitely Abeloth, or he's going to drink from the pool of knowledge. My man, this guy gets it. Rock Lee, he gets it. Elijah says, compare this to Mando Season 3. Like, what the fuck happened? The vision is so strong here. The CGI, music cues, etc. And Mando gets Lizzie. Help me understand. Mando 3, because of changes behind the scenes, had to play it super safe and didn't get to really push the story forward the way it wanted to. I think that's the nicest way I can say it. Matei says 8 out of 10 episode, 8 out of 10 show with some great Star Wars right here. I agree, brother. Thanks, man. Travis says, hell yeah. What about the Morgan arc? So cool. Thought it was interesting when a huge Wang said Ahsoka stopped training Sabine because of her relationship and she was training to be the wrong reason. Yeah, I did think that was pretty interesting as well, but a lot of it has to do with Ahsoka's fear and guilt about her master and all that, right? But you see that she kind of sheds that and lets it go, which I thought was cool. Space Salamon said, imagine how pissed Thrawn will be when he realizes Anakin has 2 kids. Bro, right? You know what I kept thinking? Okay, so after, remember the episode where the Night Sisters say there was an unknown thread and Ahsoka was on the way? I couldn't help but think of, like, what the robot chicken would be for that. Where, like, Thrawn goes into this private room and just like everybody's not there anymore and he's like, I can't believe these witch bitches. They told me that everything was under control and now fucking Ahsoka Tano's coming in. I can't believe this shit. I've been here for 15 goddamn years. Like just like freaking out. Oh, it would have been amazing. Man, robot chicken. I wish they'd do that some more. The Night Show says people getting carried away because of one scene. Balin, a season should be able to stand on its own while not setting things up. Yeah, no, I agree. But I feel like it did. If he is House Vizsla, wouldn't she have some kind of latent ability to use the Force? Oh, I like that. I like that. You should pull out your toys and recreate that. They're not toys. They're action figures. Jeez. Mason Harris says, thought the finale was pretty good. What was the sword Morgan was using? I believe it was the sword of Mother Talzin, the Night Biddy. Rock Lee says, Millie Bobby can play Leia, and they do a recast of Luke, and we already have an actor for Han Solo. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just want to see him. So if they have to recast, I'm down. I like the digital effect thing, too, but we'll see how it goes, right? Flapjack Johnny, great name, says loved it. Mortis Gods, Ezra action, Morgan fight was sick. It set up separate story to explore. Balin looking for the pools Abeloth bathed in. This guy gets it. This guy gets it. So do you guys understand why I got so fucking excited after I got told that shit? Like, hello? Y'all know? Call Me Coco says, thanks for these wonderful watch parties. I have so much fun watching with everyone. I love this show. I can't wait for more. Will Ezra maybe train Jason? Yes. I mean, I don't know that, but he better. He better, because that's just too damn good. And I appreciate you, man. Jason says, any thoughts on how this might connect with Skeleton Crew? Like the episode a lot, but not the best of the season. I agree with that. I'm not sure how it connects to Skeleton Crew. I hope Skeleton Crew's a good show. It would be a shame if Skeleton Crew was a disaster and it was somehow connected to this and it just felt like this super, like, stupid corporate control. I don't know. I really hope Skeleton Crew is dope because Peridia and all the stuff set up in Ahsoka is really cool, but I don't think it's just some new fresh ground for Disney Star Wars to start pillaging and trying to suck dry immediately. Like I honestly prefer it just to be told by Dave. I guess Dave is producing on Skeleton Crew, but man, I have not heard good things about Skeleton Crew, I'm gonna be honest. Jude Law is awesome. Irrelevant, erroneous on both accounts. RJ Phillips says, Ahsoka vs. Morgan fight was fire. Saber's martial arts power hits. The music was absolutely amazing. Unity! Appreciate you, brother. Dark Dragon says, not only Tolkien, but also some C.S. Lewis with the episode title. Pretty cool. That's true. He did pull that C.S. Lewis, didn't he? Man, homage to the greats. Crimson says, where can I read about Abeloth? Do you know the book title? Yeah, it's called Abeloth for Dummies. It's available to all your Barnes and Nobles around the United States. Haunted Autumn says, what if Thrawn... Watch my video tomorrow, Crimson. Sheesh. This isn't book club, motherfucker. Haunted Autumn says, what if Thrawn, upon returning to the OG galaxy, dips his toe in and playing 4D chess as he does, sees the new First Order is doomed to fail, so he hangs out on Dathomir until after the sequel trilogy? Oh, it's wishful thinking, brother. That is wishful thinking. It's not bad. It's not a bad theory, but I don't think so, bro. Mitch Kruger with a 20 spot. Says it feels like the MCU problem. Too much bloated storytelling. Too much filler. Feeling building up. Because it's all TV shows and not movies. It's like they were doing the most to draw out version of this story. No more TV. Quality over quantity. I mean, look. To a degree, I agree with you. You know, I think that Ahsoka maybe should have worked better as a film. Like, maybe they just should have called it, like, I don't know, like the History of the Force or some bullshit like that, and made like a really cool like 2 hour, 2.5 hour, 3 hour movie. Maybe that would have been cool. But I also did enjoy myself watching Ahsoka. I can't deny it. Like, it was a good experience. A lot of Disney Plus shows are not a good experience. They're not a good experience to watch. They're not a good experience to cover. I had a blast covering this show for 7 weeks, was it? So I had a blast, and I think that it can get better. Like, I don't want it to be what it is now. I want it to be a little bit better and more crisp and polished in season 2, and I think it can be. So I hear you, and I understand your point, but I don't know, man. I had a good time covering this show. Elijah says, big picture here. So are we headed into the father fighting the mother? Anakin versus Abeloth? Galaxy split between them both? Civil War? Cheesy future? I don't know if that's the way it's going to go. I do feel like there's going to be... Look, man, I'm going to put this into videos, but I don't think it's an accident that Anakin, the father, helped Ahsoka, the daughter, get to Peridia. You saw the Morai there. It's obviously something's going on with the ones, the Celestials, her wider purpose. I think they're there to potentially stop Abeloth, okay? But I don't think that conflict with Abeloth is going to take over the entirety of Star Wars. I think it's something that they're going to kind of set up and then pay off maybe down. That is just speculation. By the way, that is just speculation. But that's the kind of way that I see it going down. Dad Bod Boa Fett with a 10 spot says statues were of the father, son, daughter missing. So that's Ahsoka. Thrawn wants to take over the galaxy because of the Vong invasion. Abeloth confirmed. Great job. Love the channel. Nerd Ventures Assemble. Yeah, he did say to protect our galaxy. So it does kind of track that maybe Thrawn is trying to prepare against a bigger threat. That is absolutely possible. And again, something that could pay off down the line. You know? So that'd be pretty cool. Space Salamanche says, for me, Sabine describing it as Shadow and Starlight is the wink that it's Abeloth. Shadow and Starlight is often used to describe her. This guy gets it. This guy gets it, man. I love it. Jack says, love the episode, 9.5 out of 10, except for Sabine Force Push. Also, started getting into comics. I would love if you could sprinkle in a little comic content. I've been thinking a lot about that, brother. I would love to be doing some more comic book stuff. I want to get all you guys to get into comic books. Let's all start loving comic books again. Let's all start reading comic books again. Let's get the industry going. Let's go! Comic books! Everyday Star Wars says, do you think season 2 will be better? Loved season 1, though. 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, I would expect it to be better. I would. Darth says, Abeloth, the villain of episodes 9, 11, and 12. Oh, man, I'd love it. 10, 11, 12. I'd love it, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Gruber says, it's the rushed feel of Sabine. She trained, yes, but once she pulled the saber, she starts spamming force pushes. It's meant to be a gradual development. I don't know if that's true. I mean, technically speaking, when Luke begins to become adept at the Force, he does some pretty ridiculous shit with the Force, like pretty quick, like blowing up the Death Star. So I don't know if that's actually true. I understand you don't like it, but I don't know if that means that point is sound. Steve Shield says, is Ahsoka the sister? I believe so, yeah. I believe so. Irish Jedi says, dope show. Do you think Shin is gathering up the bandits or about to shit on all of them? No, I think she's looking for a place to chill. CC Ryder says she's definitely a descendant of Vizsla, so why can't Sabine have her own awakening? Ahsoka senses something powerful in her as well. Take my money, Nerd Avengers! Hey, I appreciate it, man. Man, there's so much fun stuff we can talk about. And again, we're going to go live tomorrow at 6 p.m. And I'll watch the episode a couple times. I'm going to do a really in-depth breakdown, talk about all kinds of cool theories. So make sure you're coming out by tomorrow, guys, 6 p.m., same channel. DadBodFed says, Balin drinks from the fountain of power. He wants power. It's true. He does want power. Curtis Scott with the 10 spot says, I love the show. The episode started a tad bit slow, but picked up as it went. Cool with Sabine. She was training with the Chosen One's apprentice. Anakin Force Ghost or more. In Season 2 Filoniverse movie, I think the father, Anakin, has a role to play in what is going on Peridia right now. I don't know how much more we'll get of Anakin just in general, but why not? I'm in. Jameson says, the temple Balin was looking at, it looks like the temple in Clone Wars. I think Peridia is Mortis. That sets up the arc for Ahsoka with Anakin being the father. I don't think it's Abeloth. It might not be Abeloth, but I think, considering the old lore, that Abeloth was a servant to the ones and drank from the fountain and swam in the bath or whatever the fuck it is. That it all tracks towards Abeloth right now. Like it all tracks towards that. You know? And again, I'm going to do a big video about it tomorrow. Donnie says 60-40 on Sabine poll. She earned it. George said anyone can use the Force, but it's about training. She was in life or death situation. She earned it. I could definitely see that point. But I can also see the other side, you know what I mean? CC Rad says, love the Morgan Ahsoka fight. It was great. Unity! Appreciate you, brother. Zod says, been watching for a long time. Love the episode. Ahsoka and the Noti look like Gandalf and the Hobbits. That's true. Good point. Any thoughts on when will other shows come out? Yes. I think you're getting Bad Batch early next year. I think you're getting Acolyte in the summer. And then maybe Skeleton Crew in the winter. That's what I think. And appreciate the love. Thank you, Zod. McLovin says, yo, what about Liev Schreiber as Balin? I would not mind that. Whoever they got to get, they got to be prolific. They got to be really good. And they also have to take a lot of influence from what Rey did. I want to see, I want to see the same character. I know it's recast, but I want to see the same character. So the actor has to bring that, you know? That's a very important role. Donnie says, 8 out of 10 episode, but could have been a little bit better. I agree with that. Dad Bob Fett says, could be Gris. Could be the Kano sub for the Vong. I know. The possibilities. Pretty wild. Elijah with a 20 spot. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to the great C.S. Lewis reference. Never thought I'd have a chance to honor the man. True. But here we are on YouTube watching a Star Wars episode called Jedi, Witch, and the Warlord in 2023. You've won, C.S. Lewis. You've won. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Paying respect to the greats that came before. You know what I mean? Elias says, isn't the Force mostly about connections and mindfulness? Sabine needed the experience with Ahsoka to understand. Han Solo probably couldn't use the Force, or could use the Force too, if he got such experience, if he got to experience such ethereal things. I like that. And I think the conversation, look, some of the conversation might be a little toxic, but I think this conversation could be cool. We could actually approach this in a mature way and have a good conversation about it. Sami says, what's the flashing the father was pointing at? It's Abeloth. Haunted Auto with the 10 spot says, Mitch Kruger might be right in the end. The problem with this filler argument is that filler is the thing that can only be defined after the fact. You can't know where the plot is going to go before it does. It's true, but filler means different things to different people. And I would say, like, for instance, in manga and anime, like, filler is more obvious, where they have a main arc. Like, often if an anime catches up to a manga, an anime will write its own material until the manga pushes the main story forward. And in that case, it's absolutely filler. It's obviously filler, right? But it's a little less obvious in Western media because that's not really how that shit works. Space Salamon says, Sabine just needed to trust the Force. Amen. Lucas Tex Venture says, what are your thoughts on Maury showing up? I think it again indicates that there's something really cosmic going on there, and something that started on Mortis in the Clone Wars is now resolving itself on Peridia. That's what I think. Full Trainer Access says, watch this episode and then my brother got arrested by the police and asked a cop to blow him, but not in a actual way. Nerd Adventures for life. That's a wild story. Hope your brother's okay. Unusable Alpaca says, could it be that the planet is strong with the Force and that's what allowed Sabine to use the Force? Oh, I like that. That's not bad. Kyle says, I have an interesting theory. Sabine was able to use the Force because the planet is imbued with mystical Force magic that amplifies everyone no matter who they are. I would not mind that, actually. That's kind of a cool thing that a couple of you guys are talking about. That's kind of fun. Dr. Minimal says, I miss post-credit scenes, man. R.I.P. Ray. I heard, yeah, I'm not going to say it, but yeah. Me too. Anthony Doug with a 5 spot says, I think Thrawn bringing back Darth Maul and the son of Dathomir. Also, side note, kind of upset Anakin wasn't in his Return of the Jedi look. Ooh, but isn't there meaning behind that? Isn't there something we can derive from that difference? C-Dub says, I think Balin drinks from the pool of knowledge, which changes his outer appearance, possibly turning into Abeloth, and that fixes the recast cleanly. Ooh, I like that. That's not a bad idea, brother. That is not a bad idea. Joe Fell Asleep says, so happy I was right about Ezra getting a new saber. Seeing him build it was definitely the highlight of the episode. I did think it was pretty damn cool, man. I really like the Ezra character. And I thought this was a really fun moment for him, you know? So let's get it. Star Wars Nerd says, I think Thrawn is going to awaken something on Dathomir that'll signal Marin somehow connect Cal to the show. It's possible. I kind of feel like they're just letting that be its own thing. You know, I could be wrong, but it kind of feels like they're just doing Cal in a separate kind of thing. But then again, they're connecting the Dathomir thing. Who knows? First ever super love what you do, man, says Everett. I need Balin. R.I.P. Ray. Needed a couple more episodes, in my opinion. Bring on season 2. Best Star Wars in years. Brother, I absolutely agree. And thank you for the love, man. Tremblay said with a 20 spot, very generous. I think the Force is like riding a bike. When you eventually learn to balance, it becomes second nature. You can just do it. However, as you keep riding, you can perform cooler stuff, like riding a bike. Do or do not. I think that's a cool metaphor for it. Interesting. Yeah. When you eventually learn to balance, it becomes second nature. You just make your riding, you perform. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because some skills are like that slow progression thing. Some skills take a long, long time to get good at all. And then when you get it, your curve is like, you know, shoots up. So, I don't know. The Force could be something like that. It's a good point. Dub the Kalab says, does Ezra and Sabine know Anakin was Vader? I'm not sure, actually. It's a good question. Meister says, I like the Force lightsaber grab, didn't like the push. Interesting. I like the push more. Joey says, do you think Dave consulted with George Lucas for the story at all? I think it's possible. I don't know. I really don't know about that. Interesting. Alex Demand Game says, how did Ezra steal an Imperial shuttle? How did Thrawn not detect is send the fighters after him? How did Ezra know where to find the fleet? These are all good questions. Let's go through them. How did Ezra steal an Imperial shuttle? He's mad crafty. How did Thrawn not detect and send fighters after him? Thrawn probably knew it, detected it, and sent him on his way. Maybe even has tracking and now knows where the fleet is at. How did Ezra know where to go to find the fleet? I think that is probably easier than all the other ones. Head in the general direction of Coruscant. Haunted Autumn says, Ezra building his saber was a great moment. One we'd never have gotten if he had taken his old saber back. People need to chill and let the story unfold. I do agree with that. Mariana says, this show is building up to either Mando 4, Ahsoka Season 2, or the Filoni movie. I'm very happy with what we got. Let Dave and John cook. I agree. Mariana. I agree. So I'll hang in chat for a little bit here, guys. And then we're going to call it because I've got to go watch this episode again. I've got to watch this episode again, man. I'm really excited to check it out again, frankly. Because he hid in it to get away. Nobody should have to explain how good a story is. It should just be good. Okay, Caleb. We all know how Dave cooks on post season 1 of all of his shows. And if it is what we got for season 1, let him cook. I agree with that. That's what he does in every other episode of Rebels. What do you mean? Of course, Dave consulted George about the story. The Mortis gods and Ahsoka were both George's idea. That is true. Mm-hmm. Josh, who is the son if Ahsoka is the daughter and Anakin is the father? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe Balin? What do you think of Ahsoka means by it's time to move on? I'm not exactly sure. I need to watch the episode again, and I'll formulate more theories and pick up on more stuff. Peridia is Mortis, but it's not. It's not. Morgan Weapon is the dagger of Mortis. Anakin is supposed to bring balance to the Force. He's fulfilling fathers, take his place, explains why Sabine having the Force too. It is not Mortis. That is not the Mortis dagger. Yeah, no, it's just not true. Joe Fell Asleep says, I know most people probably won't want to hear this, but Thrawn's return is a great opportunity to bring in the Knights of Ren as lackeys. Ooh. Whew. Had me in the first half. I don't really want Knights of Ren, man. I don't really want the Knights of Ren. We've already seen kind of what that's like in the comics, and it's not that cool. Yeah. Man, I have to leave Theory's negative stream. Love the episode. Much love to you. Man, it's all good. If you didn't like it, it's all good, man. It's all good. The Grogu Purgle tease in Mando 3. Will that play into them going to Peridia? I'm not exactly sure. I don't think so. I think it's just a little Easter egg, little connection thing, you know? Ryan Avery Screen Crush thinks Sabine is the Knight of Ren. Oh, yeah? That's a wild theory. That's a wild one. I'd rather be here than at Theory's page. Yeah, I mean, look, different strokes, different folks. You know what I mean? Maybe when Andor was going on, I was way more negative, and it would be more fun to be over there or something like that. So it just is what it is. Glad you guys liked it. I thought it was mid, but at least have a great night. Thanks, B-Rad. Appreciate you, bro. Chapstick. Or traffic. Looking for my chapstick. Feeling kind of car sick. There's a Ford Maverick. You know, B-Rad. Miranda says, will we see Adam Ventress and Maul? I think he's being Savage. Ventress and Maul be resurrected? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Mr. J. Westman says, man, I did not expect to tear up seeing Anakin at the end. I yelled, Dave, please don't make me cry. And then I saw Hayden. Shit. He got you, huh? Anthony Doug says, a lot of people upset, but we've become accustomed to wanting more. If you're not hyped to see Luke versus Thrawn in a movie showdown, you're not a Star Wars fan. Yeah, for sure. But it's okay to not love this last episode. That's okay, too. Adam Ventress is her brother. Oh, shit. Okay, right on. Yo, y'all are wild. Balin the Sun, Anakin the All-Father of the Galaxy, hence he can appear in Force Ghost in another galaxy. Oh, yeah, you're onto it a little bit, I think, yeah. So is Ahsoka stuck forever? No, I don't think so, brother. I don't think so. Okay, guys, I'm going to make an exit stage left. I really appreciate you. Oh, I really do. I love you all so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making it a fire-ass stream. Thanks for making it a great time covering Ahsoka. I've had a blast covering this show. I have at least 3 big theory videos that I want to do talking about what happened. I also want to drop a little review, kind of season review of Ahsoka, which I'll do maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 6, we're going to go live, and we're going to in-depth break down the entire episode. I really, really like those streams. And then Thursday night, Loki Season 1. We're going to do a watch party. We'll be back here again. We're doing a watch party for Ahsoka words. Loki Season 2, Episode 1. That'll be Thursday night, baby. Hope to see you there. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Much love. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.